Hello, welcome, a very good morning to you. We are on Totally Beads and I'm going to be making lovely, very quick little bracelet with you today. There's 5 lovely colours to choose from. We're using some beautiful little snowflake spacers, some crystals, some pearls and a little bit of tiger tail. So these make really nice gifts. They're lovely quick make, so easy to create if you've got a particular outfit you want to wear one with and you want a piece of jewellery to work with that. Also nice little stocking fillers as well. So I hope you're all well. I hope you're having a less stressful morning than I am. The boilers broke at school, there's no hot water, and we were literally coats and shoes on about to leave before we got the message to say school is cancelled. So you nearly had double trouble with me today, but I packed him off to Nanny's. Nanny is an absolute angel, thank you so much. The traffic was just awful, so hence why I look a little bit dishevelled, but it's a nice straightforward easy make, so I'm just going to relax and have a lot of fun with you this morning. So drop me a comment. How have you been? What's your week been like so far? What's the weather doing? I hope that you're all okay. It's been very, very wet. There's been an awful lot of flooding, so I hope you're all dry and safe. Rachel says good morning from a bright and breezy Barrow. Weather is overcast and a little bit dull today, but it's not raining, so that's good. Good morning to Jan. She says, good morning, Natalie and Bead and family from an overcast Sudbury. Camille is saying it's still dull. How are you? I'm good. How are you? Carol's in. Angela's in as well. She says, good morning. I can't stay too long as she's going to go to the vet with a pup. I hope the pup's okay. Camille, you always cheer me up, don't you worry. And Elaine's in as well, wishing good morning to everybody. So as I say, this is a really quick make today. Lovely colours, because they're sparkly. Well, most of our jewellery is sparkly, isn't it? But this is just giving me little party vibes. So getting kind of seasonal. I'm going to take you over to the website now and you can have a little look at these bracelets. So we are on totallybeads.co.uk. You should be able to find the link in the description below wherever you're watching from, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. The link should be there. But if you head over to the website, go into the video tutorial category, whichever way you want to get into that. This is how our website looks. And you can scroll down a little bit and you can see we're doing the Roxanne bracelet today. So what do you get in your kits? They are £9.99, so less than £10 is going to make you up 3 bracelets. You're going to get all of everything that you need to make these bracelets. All of the pearls, the gorgeous spacers, the crystals, and all of your findings too. So I will show you the different colours and you can see the dimensions and measurements. We've got a sneaky one there as well, so I won't forget that one. So we've got a green and a sea glass. We've got a jet and a white. We've got lilac and lagoon, purple and grape, and we've got red and silver. Now, these are colours that I don't usually put together in terms of what I've paired the pearls with the crystals with. There's a little bit of contrast with some of them. I just thought they looked nice. So here we go into the green and the sea glass. So you're making 3 bracelets up for £9.99. They're all the same price. You're going to get crystal Rondelle beads, your glass pearls, your silver spacers, Tigertail clasp, jump rings, callottes and crimp beads. So this is how this lovely green and sea glass one's going to look. And if I take you down, you can see the measurements. So the pearls that we're using, they are glass pearls. So they come in lovely colour, lovely lustre, and they are lightweight and very economically pocket friendly, shall we say. And they are in 8mm in size. So quite nice chunky bracelet. We've also got the 8x10 crystal rondelles. They are faceted, so they'll have a little bit of a twinkle and a sparkle as the light catches them. And I'm using these lovely spacer flowers. Yeah, I suppose I don't know, they're a cross between a flower and a snowflake, and maybe they are more flower than snowflake, but they're 8mm as well. I'll show you them down on the mat. They're really, really cute. You've got lots of texture to those, and they fit really nicely in between those pearls and the crystals as well, so you can see how they fit. Now you can change your design up if you'd like. You're getting enough to make 3, and that's I think it works out just shy of 8 inches on this bracelet. So you'll be able to add little extender chains to them if you need to. If you want to increase the size or decrease the size, you can do that, okay? And you can change up the pattern in terms of how you want to place those pearls and the crystals and the spaces, and do whatever you want with them. I suppose you might have enough for a necklace instead of 3 bracelets. Suppose it depends if you're adding chain and like kind of other bits and bobs to it. But that one is the green one for you. We've got what I think I'm going to demo for you today. I'm really loving this one. This is the jet and the white. So you can see there they look lovely together. And again, same measurements. So I'm using the jet black crystal rondelles, which are 8 by 10. And I'm using the pure white pearls, which are 8mm in size, and those silver spaces. So all your findings are going to be on silver. You're going to get your crimp beads, lobster clasp, Callottes, jump rings. They're all going to be in silver, so it matches those spaces lovely. This one's really pretty. This is your lilac and lagoon. So kind of, well, lilacs, I suppose. They've got like bluey purple kind of violet kind of colours to this one. Let me know in the comments which colourway you like the most. We've probably got time. I could make 2, I suppose. So this is your lilac crystal rondelles and your lagoon glass pearls, which look very pretty together. I love how these crystal rondelles, I think they change colour depending on the light. So in some lights they look a bit more blue, and some lights they look a little bit more purple. But that's quite true to how it is here in front of me now. So that one is your lilac and lagoon. You've got the purple and the grape, which is deeper. Again, I'll show you them down on the mat so you can see how the colours look. So I'm using the grape glass pearls and the purple crystal rondelles. They're all the same sizes. Whichever kit you get just changes colour. And then we've got a little bit festive with the red and the silver. Don't know why my magnifying glass seems to have frozen. There you go. And so all I'm doing is just placing those pearls and spaces on. Really easy stringing project. The colours we've got are opal red, and they're really beautiful crystals. I really do love the colour of these, and they're on the silver dust. Of course, if you wanted to multi-buy your kits, you could mix them up. You might want to add, I don't know, the black would look lovely with that red one as well. You could mix up your pearls, you can mix up your crystals, you could do whatever you want. You could do a straight swap. So you might want to add, maybe the grape pearls with the lilac crystals instead. So each kit makes 3 bracelets up for you. They are all £9.99. So my computer's starting to lag a little bit, so hopefully it keeps up with me. And I'm going to head back very quickly and say good morning to those that have just come in before we go down on the mat and we get making. So good morning to Shirley, who's watching in Florida. I hope you're okay. Emmeline's in again. Hello to you, my love. She says, good morning. All damp and raining here. Where are you watching from, Emmeline? Where are you that's making it so damp and rainy? Are you in the UK as well? Because it's miserable here. Teresa's in. Anastasia's wishing us all peace and love. Marjorie's in as well. She says, good morning from a dull Liverpool. So we've had a few Scousers join us lately. So thank you for joining me, Marjorie. Where about in Liverpool are you from? Sally's in as well. She says, hope we're all doing okay. Torbay weather, can't make up its mind. Yolanda's in as well, wishing us all a happy Wednesday. I do need reminding when it's Wednesday, because I'm still not quite used to my change in schedule with me being usually here on a Friday with you. And it's just typical, isn't it? School closes and I'm like, I've got work this morning. Jackie's in as well. Hello to you, lovely. Angela says it's only pup's second injection and she can take her out soon. So it's going to be going for, I was going to say the W word, but if we've got any other pets or dogs watching, rhymes with talkies, begins with a W. You'll be able to do that with us soon. Judith, hello to you. How are you? Joanne's in as well, saying good morning from a rainy, overcast Coventry. No granddaughter to watch with this morning. Oh, I hope you're feeling better. She got a chest infection, feeling pretty grotty. There's all sorts going around at the minute, Joanne. I don't know whether it's the change in the weather, but lots of people struggling with their sinuses and I think the dreaded C is kind of floating around again, if it ever went. Good morning to Ellie. How are you doing? And everyone's hoping Joanne feels better soon. So that's the weather update for today. I know, like, if you're ever watching back, you're like, why are we talking about the weather? But if you're watching live, us in Britain, we like to know what's going on outside your window. So I'm going to take you down on the mat and I'm going to show you the bracelets so you can see them in their true colour and form. I'm going to roll up my sleeves. They are really quick makes. They're really, really lovely. This one's gorgeous. This is your kind of lagoon and your lilac. And if I can show you those colours, they're just really pretty. So these are coming out a little bit more violet today. It does, I suppose, as I say, depend on how the light kind of catches them. But they're very pretty and very sparkly. Really easy stringing project. You just kind of want to make that nice rounded shape. This one's the red, which is like that gorgeous opal red. I love that. It's kind of... it's got like a matte finish to it, but it's really sparkly because it's faceted. Maybe matte's not the right colour. Like an opaque finish. I don't know. It's just lovely. It's bold and it's full. It's really lovely. Emmeline's in Milton Keynes books. Carol says, wow, they're beautiful. Oh, Angela's got a little bit of sun. No wind or rain, so she's not complaining. She's in full far. It's lovely when you're chatting to people and you realise, oh, they're near me, and maybe if you live near someone, you could have a couple and do some beading together. This one, if I can just show you the difference in terms of your grape and this one, so you can see they're very different in terms of your colour and tone there. This one is a beautiful deep plum colour. Love that. They're all gorgeous, to be honest. This one is your sea glass and your green. And again, you could mix up if you wanted to really go festive. You could. They'd also look really nice if you wanted to stack them together as well, and wear a few. You're getting 3 in your kit, so you could always make the same one 3 times and wear them all. But they are really lovely gifts. I love this monochrome one. Really, really gorgeous. Look at how twinkly they are. So when you're wearing them on your wrist, they're going to sit really nice and comfortably, but you're also going to have that added twinkle and that added sparkle just with general movement. So I'm not going to put them all on, but I will just place it so you can see how they look. Really, really gorgeous. And the materials here are going to make up just shy of 8 inches. So if I pop this down, I will show you in terms of your length. Yeah, I'd say when I say it is just shy, it's probably maybe a couple of millimeters off. And then in terms of centimeters, it is about 19.5 maybe. So if you want to add more to this, you absolutely can do. You could always, if you wanted it longer but you don't really want to break that pattern, you could always add an extra crystal into the center, and then you've got that extra little bit of room. If you wanted to remove a little bit of length, you could always place 2 spaces on. I'm using 3 in these, and these are your spaces today. So if I just show you those and do a close-up, you can see they're really pretty. They've got this lovely little kind of bubbled kind of bobble edge on it, and they've also got little spots on the inside of them. In fact, let's hold it up with my tweezer and see if you can see that a little bit better. Oh, and we froze. There you go. And they're the same on both sides as well. And then they just fit and stack really nicely together. Good morning to Anne. She says it's dry and overcast in Yorkshire. Back to Runcorn on Sunday. And Julie's in as well, saying these bracelets are beautiful. Thank you so much. They're the easiest make you'll do. Really good for beginners. So I'm going to use my Tigertail. My Tigertail is, I think this is a 7-strand Tigertail. What that means is inside the Tigertail, you've got very fine pieces of wire, and then they're coated in this kind of nylon coating. in, which means it's really flexible, it's very strong, and it's really durable. And this for me is perfect for bracelets. Obviously, if you've got really heavy beads, you might want a thicker tiger tail in terms of, you know, the strandage inside. I'm pretty sure this is 7, but it does it perfectly, and it tends to, if you get your callotte on and your crimp beads correctly, then it does hold itself together. And all our findings are really lovely as well. I'm using a 6x1 jump ring, which is your outer diameter. So I think inner diameter would be about 4 millimeters. And they're always really lovely and shiny. They seem to not tarnish quickly at all. I've had bracelets which I've made with Totally Beads components for years, and they've still got that luster, and I'm not, you know, particularly storing them correctly or anything like that. So we do have really nice findings and bits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tiger tail, and if I want an 8-inch bracelet, I'm going to cut about 9 inches of my tiger tail, which is about 24 centimeters, I think. Well, I cut about 9 inches because it just gives me that little bit of extra to hold on to when I am attaching on my findings. So you'll find that it tends to have a little bit of a curl in it when it's been on the reel. I'm just going to wind that back onto my little bobbin just to stop it flailing around. If you're batch making these, and if you wanted to make all 3 together, then of course you could string all your beads on in the order that you want, all in one go, and then you can just add your findings and cut to length. But if we're just making the one, then I'll do it this way. So I've taken my tiger tail. I say it's got that little bit of a curve in it. I quite like to work with that curve because I wanted it curved as my bracelet anyway. But if you ever need to straighten it out, just run it between your fingers or your fingernail, and that can get the kink out. But as I say, I'm quite happy to, you know, have it with that curve in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my callotte and my crimp bead. So my callotte's got that little hole at the bottom, and then it's got 2, I call them like eyelets at the top, so you can attach your jump ring through. Really, really easy, perfect findings, essentials if anything. And then the tiger tail will go through. I'll pop my crimp beads on, and you can crimp your crimp beads properly, or you can just cheat like I do, and I just flatten them. So when you've got your crimping pliers, you tend to you need to make sure that your crimping pliers is the same size as the crimp bead, and your tiger tail is meant to accordingly fit in with that. The components that we've got here for you today, they all work perfectly together. So I double crimp, as you know, usually just to add that extra stability, and then they fit in that little rounded section here, and when that's closed over, it just looks like a little bead, just like that. So I'm going to pop on my callotte, and I'm going to pop it down so the little loops at the end are facing upwards. And then I'm going to add on 2 of my crimp beads. Just move those out of the way. I'm going to take a pair of pliers, and I'm just going to either crimp that down, or in my case just flatten it. So I'm taking it right up to the end. So I will slide that crimp bead down towards the end of the tiger tail. You can always trim off if you need to, but I find doing it this way just saves it. Pull that tiger tail back. I'm actually going to use my different pliers. I've just fired that crimp bead off. It's going to be one of those days for me, isn't it? I'm just going to slide it up. I'll use these pliers so you can see a little bit better. And then I'm just pressing down. And what that's going to do, it's going to trap the tiger tail inside. Now, if I'm using a crimping plier, I'll be able to fold that over and make it rounded again. But because I've got my callotte on the end, you're not going to see them anyway. They're all going to be hidden inside. So then I'm going to slide that next crimp bead up close to the last one. And I'm going to do exactly the same, give a little press down, and that will just attach itself to the end of the tiger tail, so it's sturdy, it's not going to come off. If you've got a little bit of tiger tail sticking out at the end, you can just trim that with your cutters. And then I slide my calotte up so my crimp beads are hiding inside of it, and then I just close it down with my fingers, check they're nice and lined up, and then an extra little bit of pressure. I'll use the chain nose for that. Just want to make sure they're nicely lined up. If they're not, I'll just knock it back into position, just enough so I can get my jump ring through. And if I just put a little bit of pressure onto that, you can even press gently, but very gently, on the bottom part of it. You'll see that if I'm in shot, you'll see that that just closes over around those crimp beads. I know, I'm ping it away, says Camille. I know, I'll say it's going to be one of those days. Okay, so if you aren't sure on your design, I'd usually start with the tiger tail and I'd work out from the middle until I'm happy with what I want, and then I'll pop my findings on. But I'm just going to do this little repetition of my beads so I know how they're going to go on. I've already decided on the design, so I can pop my first calotte on, and that's just going to act as like a little bit of a stopper, so none of my beads are going to slide off. So I'm just going to open up my strand of crystals and pearls. So for this particular design, I'm going to be using 9 inches of tiger tail, 2 calottes, 4 crimp beads, 2 jump rings, 1 lobster clasp, which is 12 millimeters. I'm using 8 of my pearls, which are 8 millimeter in size, which are these lovely ones, which are the pure white in this colorway. And I'm using 9 crystals, which are my 8 by 10s. And then I think I've got 18 of the snowflake spacers. So you're going to have enough to do 3 of those. So I'm going to start off with my pearls, and I'm just going to add 2 of the pearls on. So just threading them on through the tiger tail, going through the drill hole in the pearl. I love the colour of these, really gorgeous. White like snow. And I'm going to pop them down towards the end of my calotte. I'm then going to pick up 3 of my gorgeous flower snowflake like spacer beads, and they're going to go on 3 together so they'll sit, and again there's that movement there with them, but they're just going to fit nicely against the pearl and the crystal. I'm then going to add on 3 of my crystals, and then that is going to be my kind of pattern repeat. I'm going to put on 3 of the spacers again first. So each time I put on the pearls, I'm putting on 2. Each time I'm putting on the spacers, I'm putting on 3. And each time I'm putting on the crystals, I'm putting on 3. But you can change that design if you want to. That's my pattern repeat. So again, 2 pearls. Each time between my pearls and my crystals, I'm going to add my lovely snowflake spacers, and I'm going to add 3 of those on together just to give it that nice kind of chunky opulent look. I'm then going to go back on to my gorgeous jet black sparkly crystals and add 3 of those on. I then want another 3 of my snowflakes. And then back to my 2 pearls. So it's a really quick project, really good for beginners. It's nice sometimes to just kind of swap that out, I think. It could be the light on it. Yeah, I think it's just my light. I think, yeah, it's a good make for beginners, but sometimes you want to do something which doesn't involve too much thought, so you just might want to make something nice, quick and easy, which looks very elegant and very pretty. And then going to add another 3 of my spacers, and then I'm going to add on my last 3 of my crystals, which are 8 by 10 millimeter. 3 more of my snowflake spacers. They would make nice little earrings as well, I suppose, if you wanted to, you know, maybe add, if you've got a couple of extra left over, they'd make cute little earrings to match. And then after I've added that on, I'm just going to add on my 2 pearls to finish. So I wanted to kind of finish as it starts in terms of my pearls with this design. But again, you can keep, you know, changing it up and doing what works for you. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs of pearls, and I've got 3 clusters of the crystals, and in between each one I've got my lovely spacers. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to curve that round into a bracelet shape. And what I like to do is when I put on my callotte and my crimp bead to finish, I want it pulled up enough so, you know, if I did that, you can see there's loads of space between them. I want it pulled up so they're sitting taut, but I want to create that rounded bracelet shape. If I am just a straight string like this, it's going to put the tension on so that they're all going to sit really close up together, and then I'm going to struggle to kind of get that shape with it. Can you see the difference with that? So I'm always going to try and get that shape first, just putting that nice curve into it, and then all I need to do is just add on my last callotte and my last 2 crimps before attaching my findings. Judith says I like the matching earrings. Hi Sheila, hope you're well. Mina's in as well. She says she's on the coach to the airport as she's flying to New Zealand to see her family. I'm so made up for you, Mina. I hope you have the best time and a safe trip, and we're going to miss you. Well, we watch us all over the world. If you're not tuning in from New Zealand next week, I'll be fuming. I won't. Have a lovely time, my love. So you can see I've got loads of Tigertail left there. You can add on, you know, if you need to change up the size, you've still got plenty of Tigertail in your kit to work with. So my callotte's going to go on, and the eyelets are going to be facing out that way again at the end, so I can attach on my crimp bead, my jump rings. I'm going to slide that right down. Again, I'm keeping that curved shape, and I'm sliding that crimp bead right in. It's hard to do it at this angle, but I'm just going to press down that crimp. Now I've got that tension where I want it. If it's easier to pick it up and move it, I can do. So I'm just going to make sure that that's fully closed down. So don't want them to ping away. And then adding on my next crimp bead is just going to add that extra durability. So I'm popping that crimp bead right down so it's sitting on the top of the last one. If I can get right in, can you see? I'm just going to give that a little press. And then inside, they're now sitting flat. So shiny, it's hard to see. Mina says, this looks lovely, so we'll buy it when I get back. Well, hopefully there's still some for you there, Mina, when you do want to do them. I'm then going to trim off that excess Tigertail close to the crimp bead. And then I'm going to fold over the callotte again with my fingers. I do it with my fingers first to try and line it up, so you can see that that's a bit staggered. So what I will do is just try and reposition it a little bit before I close it. That's a bit better. And all I want to do is make sure that those 2 bits are kind of lined up so I can get the jump ring through. So I need 2 jump rings for this. If you ever want to make an extender chain, you can always make an extender chain with any extra jump rings as well, and just link them together like a 2-on-2 or just 1-on-1. So I'm going to open up my jump ring, giving it a little turn towards me. I don't need to open it up too much, just a little bit. And then I'm going to slide that on through both ends of the calotte and close that over. You can just kind of press that down a little bit more to close it. And the same on the other side. So I'm opening up the jump ring, I turn mine towards me. There you go, struggling for focus today. And then I'm going to add on my lobster clasp, which will be in your kit. That's 12mm inside. So I'm just going to slide that through the little loop at the bottom, and then where my calotte is, that just goes through those loops, and then I'll close it over by moving it away from me. So I'm not moving this hand, it's this hand, my more dominant hand, which does the movement. That just gives it the grip to hold on to it. And then I'm going to just turn my knuckles away, and then those two pieces will line up. You can take it slightly past the point where they meet, so it will spring back fully closed. And then my bracelet is done and ready to wear. I'm going to try and put it on the camera. Just going to open up that lobster clasp first. There you go. So that is my very gorgeous sparkly bracelet. This is a little bit big for me because I've only got small wrists, but this will give you a bracelet size which is just shy of 8 inches with this pattern, and you can see that sparkle as I move my wrist. Camille saying hair grip, I didn't need it. You watched me put it on then. It was like an expert. You'd think, you know, I've made like a bazillion bracelets in my lifetime. So that's it. That's how easy and straightforward they are. Really quick make. So just to run through the colours with you again, you get three, enough to make 3 bracelets in each of your kits. They are £9.99 each. So we've got the gorgeous red here. Let me move it down again a little bit for you. So you've got the beautiful red one here, absolutely stunning red and silver. So in that one I'm using the opal red beads and the silver dust with those spaces. I've got the gorgeous black one which you've just watched me make, which is jet and white. We've got the beautiful lilac and lagoon, which I really like as well. We've got this purpley one here, which is your purple and grape. And then lastly, but by no means least, we've got the green and the sea glass as well. Makes 3 bracelets up, all £9.99. And we do ship worldwide if you need to change your currency or whatever. Anastasia says, Natalie, this is beautiful, great for the holiday season and everyday wear. I absolutely couldn't agree more. Just caught myself on my jumper. Yeah, they're really pretty. They sit very comfortably. They're, I think, you know, quite nice and chunky, but not heavy. Actually, I'm going to put you down on the mat again because I do think they would look lovely if you wanted to stack them. So you could do a mix of your colours, or you could make 3 if you didn't want to gift them, and you could stack them that way as well. They would sit lovely together. But they do make lovely gifts as well. Great little stocking fillers or holiday gifts, or, you know, whatever you want to use them for. Sheila, thank you. She says very pretty. Judith says very nice. Love the black and the white. Very sophisticated. Well, I know you're talking about the bracelet, but I try. Yolanda says, everyone have a wonderful Wednesday, and she's got to go to work. I hope you have a good day, Yolanda. And Joanne says, beautiful colours, such an elegant design. Sometimes you don't need to have anything overly complicated when you've got beautiful components. So tomorrow, Laura's going to be back with you. She's going to be doing a repeat of a make I did, I think it was last year, the kind of rosary linking one. You can head over to the website and you can have a little sneaky peek at that if you want to watch that back or get your kits. I'm going to be back with you on Monday. Am I doing necklaces on Monday? I think I'm doing necklaces on Monday. I think I'm using gorgeous shells and like shell beads, disc beads. I'm looking over because I'm thinking, is that the one I've got scheduled? And we've got lovely little spaces with them as well. Excuse me, my voice is going. They're really, really lovely. There's going to be lots of different colours to choose from and lots of different designs, so you can kind of change that up as well. Again, still quite a straightforward stringing project, but just gives you the option to be a little bit creative. I put loads of goodies in your kits for that. So if you can come and join me next week, I really look forward to seeing you. Shirley says very pretty. Ellie says beautiful. Green is my favourite. Camille saying I've got time to make earrings. Stop rushing off and have a great day. I've got work to do, Camille. I've only got Monday scheduled. I still need to do Wednesday for next week. I've got a little fair as well, I think. Well, I say I think. I know. It's like my first holistic one. I don't know why I'm so about it, but that's on Sunday. That's going to be really lovely. If I've got eye pins, ball pins, I will make a pair of earrings with you then. I just don't know where I've got my earring hooks. Do you want to see a pair of earrings? I've got time. Let me just see if I can find. I've got one ball pin to hand. Right, okay. I don't know. What you like? Right, let's go back down. Let's make some earrings. You're quite right. It's very early because that's how quick it is to make the bracelets. I tell you what, I'm going to do a different colour. Shout your colour at me. What colour do you want me to do? Should I do the lilac and the lagoon? No, me and now, Camille. That's it. You've done it. I'm only going to be able to make one, though, because I've only got one ball pin. Right. So if you want to make earrings, you don't get these in your kit. My ball pin is a bit wibbly wobbly, so I've just straightened it out with my fingers. They're gonna be so complicated. I'm literally gonna just stick a pearl and a crystal on with a spacer in between. So I'm not sure. I think you get 20 spacers in your pack, and you need 18 for your bracelet. So if that's the case, then that would make up a pair of earrings, but you'd need to have your own ear wires. I'm going to pop my crystal on to the end of that. Shirley's asking what did I say I'm doing next week. I think I'm doing necklaces. I might give you a little sneaky peek at that, like with shell disc. In fact, it should be scheduled, so you should be able to already see it. They get the most gorgeous coloured shell discs. They're just really, really pretty. I don't know if I've used them before. And then I've got these lovely acrylic spacers, which are like square shaped. I'm then going to pop on my snowflake, and then I'm going to pop on my pearl. It looks like a little snowman. How cute's that? You always cheer me up, Camille. I think I'm going to make a wrapped loop with it. Don't have to, you can just turn your pin. So I'm going to pop my round nose in. I'm going to give it a little bend forward, so I've got that space between my round nose pliers and the bend between the pearl. And then I'm just going to retwist my hand so the pin stays in, and now my pliers are going to be above and below the pin. And then with my fingers, I'm just going to bring it round. And then again, reposition my hand. And then I'm going to swap into my less dominant hand. And then I'm going to carry on bringing that round. I will use my tools. So I've just created that little loop. And then I'm going to take the end of that pin and I'm going to do half little wraps. So I'm going to bring it behind. I lift it up a little bit just so I can get that first wrap really close to that loop. And then I'm going to go in the front. And that's what I mean by half wraps. I'm just bringing it round the back, round the front, round the back, round the front. I'm just going to fill that space. Probably made that space a little bit larger than needed. And I'm just going to wrap that round 3 times. And I don't think I'm going to need to trim off any of that pin. I'm just going to make sure I tuck it right down. So let me see, I've got that tiny little bit of pin, if you can see, sticking up there. So I'm just going to drop stuff all over the floor. Let me just put my light back on. It was going so well. There we go. So I'll pop that in my loop just to give myself a little bit of purchase. And then I'm just going to tuck in all the way round to make sure that there's nothing sticking out. It looks like a little angel. How cute is that? Anastasia says, Natalie and the group, my birthday is on Friday the 4th of October. So happy birthday to all the Libras. So I'll go shopping after this. But Natalie, some of the makings are still out of stock on the page. What is it that you're after, Anastasia? And we'll have a little look what we need in terms of stock replenishing for you. Hope you have the happiest of birthdays. I'm trying to think what's going on the 4th. There's something in my head. Oh, dentist appointment for him. Have the happiest of birthdays. It's Friday, isn't it? Not Thursday. I don't know what month we're in. Never mind. Happy October as well, by the way, everyone. Okay, so there is my earring hook. I'm just going to open that up. Give it a little flick up. And then I'm going to slide that on. And then close it back over. So there you go. I've got, oh, they're too cute. I've got one earring, but that will match my lovely bracelet if you've got any extra bits in your kit. Everyone's wishing you a very, very happy birthday. Right, Camille, what else do you want me to do? Should I give you a little sneaky peek of Mondays? Now, bear with me because there's stuff everywhere. I wasn't expecting to show you these, so you're just getting a quick flash. But I will say, the way I've put them together, yeah, Shirley, don't forget the sneak peek. The way I've put them together, you're not just going to make a necklace. Oh, no. You've got a bracelet to match. And you've also got a pair of earrings, and each necklace is gonna, well, you can make it work differently on depending how you want to design it. So I've got the most beautiful, beautiful colours for you in these as well. This is your sneaky peek for Monday. Look at them, they're just gorgeous. What I would suggest, if these are available, you might want to head over to the website and see if you can get them a little bit handy, because I don't know how much we've got in stock, and I do think they're going to be very popular. Look at the colour of them. Look at them. They're just stunning. So I said I'd give you a sneaky peek. I'm showing you all the goods. So there's lots of different designs that you can do with them. And we're going to be using straight stringing methods, but to kind of change them up a little bit. And obviously, depending on how you choose to design them, will also, change how you might want to do your bracelet. But you should have enough to do bracelet, necklace, and a pair of earrings. I just love them. I think they're really, really pretty. Anastasia says, mother of pearl set's beautiful. I think I've shown you them all. I don't know. I love the blue on them ones. Let me just pick a few up. Look at them. So pretty. Look at the colour of them. Gorgeous. And they sit really lovely as well. So, that's Monday. Come and join me if you can for more antics I hope you all have a really, really lovely week. Joanne says, oh, wow, that's gorgeous. Looks lovely. And Camille's given me permission to go now. They are a bit ancient Greek Roman style, aren't they? I think it's that kind of little spacer that we're using with them. Yeah, okay, Shirley says they're very pretty. Well, thank you for allowing me to go, Camille. It's been lovely to be with you. It just doing this, just making, it, for me, it just gives myself a little bit of me time, to be honest. I don't think about anything other than how am I going to turn that pin and what order am I going to put that bead on. Making and doing something with your hands, whether you're cooking a meal, whether you're, whatever craft that you might be making, there's just an absolute pleasure in making, which I think is good for up here. So I hope you all have a really lovely weekend. Thank you for being with me today. Thank you for calming me down, and I will see you all on Monday, everybody. So if you're having a birthday, have a wonderful birthday. If you're doing anything, I hope you enjoy what you're doing and it goes well. So I'll see you all soon.